Hi everyone, welcome back to the Art of Safe Scumming. Thank you for tuning in. It's great to be here as always. And today we're going to be talking about Kairos Fateweaver. And we're doing that because tomorrow you guys are going to open up this campaign specifically and you're going to see some major changes. There's also some Kislev changes that I have not had an opportunity to take a look at, and I pretty much don't play Cathay. So there are some changes in those factions as well, but today we're going to be looking underneath the hood at what has changed for Kairos Fateweaver. So his start position has not changed. It is right here. However, there are some cults available from the drop. The first one is located over here at Manfort, and that position basically gives you access to a cult on turn one, and you can use that for whatever you want. The other one is up here at the Crystal Spires. There's a minor Tzeentchian faction that starts here, and again, this gives you the element of choice. You could just straight up teleport out of the area if you wanted to and go to the Northern Chaos Wastes. Right from the get-go, as soon as you got 300 Grimoires, you could do that if you wanted to. And I understand that because I think the least enjoyable part of a Kairos campaign for me is dealing with the lizards. No matter what you do, you have to deal with lizardmen. And this eliminates the need to have to do that. And I think that I might actually try that as a go the next time I go around here, because I would like to get out of that kind of grind with dealing with the lizards. But anyway, the element of choice exists there. You could do whatever you want, basically, pertaining to those cults.
Fates guide us.
Lethal grace, give it full. Beware, enemy magic. Look out, enemy spell.
However, the major changes are to Kairos himself. So let's go ahead and hop in here, and let's start with his individual skill tree. This has changed substantially. Now, this all looks the same, and I'm not going to go one-to-one and compare if there's any changes there. They all look very similar to me. Same thing with this stuff up here. It looks very familiar to me. Same thing with the blue line and, of course, the red line, right? What has changed substantially is his magic line, and then this special line here that we'll get to here in a second. We're going to talk about this. So Arcane Conduit, and then this one, this one, this one, and this one. So Arcane Conduit, or Greater Arcane Conduit, you guys are all familiar with. This one is Spell Intensity. This one is Lore of Tzeentch and Prismatic Plurality. And then these two deal with the other lores of magic. So if you remember back to how it worked in the version that you guys probably currently have access to, because I'm dropping this the night before the patch releases, is you would go through and you could select a lore and put a point into it, and then that would disable some of the Lore of Tzeentch spells that you had access to. And then in replacement of those, you would get access to some of the lore of whatever it was fragment that you had. If you put a second point into that, then you would get the lore passive. And you would keep the lore passive regardless of which fragment you had attached. And then that fragment would then be incorporated into your equipment. I believe that it was either here or here. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that it was an enchanted item. Don't quote me on that. Now, 1 point in here gives you 15% cost reduction for those spells. And a second point gives you an additional 10%, so up to 25%. And then the lore passive for instance, those four lores of magic. Same thing over here. All the lore passives for those magic lores, 15% for the first point, 25% for the second point. You see what's going on here? So you get access to all the lore passives with just basically a single point. And what that does basically is reduce the number of points that you have to use to get Kairos to max level. So as far as this spell casting is concerned, you no longer have to burn actually, hang on, 8 points. It would be an extra 8 points plus the extra 8 points on top of that to get each lore. So 16 points total to get those passives, he just gets those with a single point here and a single point here, or with 2 points here, 2 points here. So 4 instead of 16 points is basically what it comes down to. So you got a lot more versatility on your point distribution. And then getting access to the individual spells has changed because it is tied to your character level. So these automatically fill. So you start with 1 from the get-go, and then 5, 10, 15, 20. You get those. And what that does is it plays in your fragments of sorcery. So you start out with 2 spell slots, this one and then this one, this one, this one, and then this one's still locked. And basically what this does is you go in here and you can swap the blue fire of Tzeentch for any of these spells that you would like. You can swap the blue or the pink fire of Tzeentch for any of these spells that you would like. This one is Treason of Tzeentch. You can swap it for any of these, and so on and so on. You see what's going on here? So you get access to all of those spells from all of those lores at some point in time, and you can pick them at any point in time. So if I feel like that particular battle, I really want the Purple Sun of Xarius, then I'm going to take that one. If for some reason I think that I really need life leeching, or excuse me, spirit leech, then I need to take out a whole bunch of characters. I'm taking this one, for instance. And then the next battle, I can just swap that right back. If I got a lot of monstrous infantry that I want to take out, then this is a really good spell. You see what I'm saying? So you can swap these at any point in time, and what limits you from getting access to all the spells in the game is being level 20. And then you get to fill in all the rest of your points as you see fit. And that is the major change to Kairos. So he gets more powerful, but he probably doesn't get more powerful faster. So you could potentially, in the old build, spoof a bunch of spells into like the particular lores and get to basically 90% before before turn 20. But now the end goal Kairos is considerably more powerful than he was previously, and it's all reliant on when you unlock this, which is turn 20.
Kairos Fateweaver. I know where to go. Moved.
There's a few other changes to Tzeentch in general, and they pretty much deal with the building structure. And what it really comes down to is this is now a tier 2 and a tier 3 increase for the cultists. It was higher, I believe. And then this one, same thing with the sorcerers. So you always got this at pretty much the same level, right? Yeah, those were always kind of that way. But I believe the capacity for the sorcerers was up a tier from there. So that gives you access to more casters more quickly, because it's considerably easier to get to tier 3 as it is to tier 4. Those are all the changes that I wanted to showcase for you as they pertain to patch 6.1 and Tzeentch. And I just simply want to know from you guys, what do you think about this in the comment section down below? Thanks for tuning into The Art of Save Scumming, and hopefully we'll see you on another one here pretty soon. I also have a link in my description boxes. If you want any Total War products, then if you use that link, then it helps the channel out. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you on another one here pretty soon.